My film is an animation feature film that I say it tells the non-authorized biography of Rio de Janeiro. It's a story that takes 5 centuries, and we begin with the point of view of an Indian that was in Rio de Janeiro city before the European civilization arrives. And we see the relationship of these people, that is an extinct civilization, and the relation that they have with God. And the hero is someone that his God says to him that he will never die. So he can't die, even if he tries to kill himself, he can't. And he crosses the story of my country until the future. So the film begins before the European arrive and go to the end of this century, always with this character that is the story of my country and the point of view of the Indians, in the point of view of the losers. And also the narrative that talks about the relationship between him and the woman he loves. And all the film he's trying to stay with her, but he has to fight for her love. And with this situation, we know a lot about the story of Brazil. The film, we did a lot of research. It's the real story. All the events that we have in the film, they are real. They are situations, historical situations. It's based on history and anthropology, big research. But at the same time, we take the point of view of the Indians, so it's fantastic, because they believe in gods, not only one God. They were anthropophag, they eat the enemies when they win a fight, and it's in the film also. And they believe in some magic things, and they believe that's true. For example, that when they sleep at night, they become a bird or a jaguar in the jungle. And the film takes this point of view as true. It's true because they believe that this is the civilization of these Indians that were the Tupinambás, that these Tupinambás from Rio, they are extinct, they were destroyed. But lots of other civilizations connected to them are still there. We have yet 500,000 Indians living in Brazil, speaking their language, so it's possible to know their religion. So the film is very realistic about the story of the country, but with this magic, this fantastic point of view. When we are working on animation, we have always the desire to go to the future, because in animation you can do whatever you want, because it's possible to take to the screen whatever you imagine. In live action it's impossible because the budget would be forbidden to do. But in animation we can. So we decided that we were crossing the story of the country, so how would it be our country, the world, in 50 years, in the end of the century. And we also make a work of imagination, look into the situation now, and we imagine a future, not a very utopic future at all, and more or less as if we say, it is like if we say, if we don't change the things, we will have this future. That's what the film shows, and that is the situation we have now in Brazil, but in a worse situation, with problems with water, and with a president that is from a church, very closed mind, and that's the work that we did, to look at the present and imagine to where we are going. And if it's a little bit this topic, it's a chance to think and maybe to try to change things. I was in Holland and talking with the audience, and someone said that my film was about resistance, and I loved this point of view, because indeed Brazilian people, everybody think about Brazilian as people that are always smiling and like to dance and talk a lot, but maybe the main characteristic of our people is fighting for life, is the resistance. We are resistance. We are always nothing is easy for Brazilian people. So I think the necessity of resistance, even if everything seems that we will lose, is something that is the main characteristic of the film, and maybe also of my people. And in this film, the man shark seems to be the man, but when the hero fails, when he can't continue, it's the woman that makes him continue to fight. She's stronger than him. When he becomes weak, she's there yet fighting and stronger than him. And why we did this chapter? Because it's the real situation of my country. We are a poor country. Even if the economy is very strong, the country is poor. People are poor. That's the problem. And in lots of families, it's very, very common that the husband, the man, they leave the family. In poor favelas, it's very common that the man leave the wife with all the children and goes with another new girl. It's very common. Statistics show that. And who takes the family and make the children grows up are the women. They have this characteristic. They never escape. They never forget their family, their children. They are the real force in the country. That's what we try to do to Janaína. She's sweet, she's lovely. We look at her and we get very impressed because she's beautiful. Not only the face, but the way she acts. But more than this, she's very strong. And even when he becomes, when he thinks he can forget the things and forget to not being ethic anymore, she says no. We can't stop. So it's a kind of a point of view of the real situation of women in my country. In animation, I love the Japanese, Korean, and French films more than Americans. But I love Pixar also. The animation films of Pixar, like Toy Story, I love them. They are very creative, very a lot of reflection within entertainment, not only entertainment. I like these films. I like Miyazaki films a lot. For me, it's the god of animation, because it's the way he goes into magic, into fantasy, and into the deep feelings of human beings is very, very, very strong. And I also love the technique of animation. And Korean films, new films, are very interesting also, and some French films. In animation, the inspiration that I bring to my team was this kind of films. And in live action, well, there is fortunately a lot of very strong films. I like Italian films, I like Bergman, I like new Brazilian films. There is a lot of good things happening. I love cinema.